everyone, I'm Kelly D, and today we're making a delicious starch dish from the breadfruit. Now, breadfruits can be found in every Caribbean island because they grow in tropical regions, and you can find breadfruits in some other places in the world. A good breadfruit can grow to the size of a basketball, so breadfruits are pretty large. Growing up, my mom always said, as long as you have a breadfruit tree, you will never go hungry, because there are so many dishes that we can make from the breadfruit. You can keep it in its skin and you get roast breadfruit. You roast it in an oven or on an open flame. That is so delicious. You can also peel it, make breadfruit chips, or you can have it stretched out. That is famous in Barbados, stretched out breadfruit. Or you can cream it, mash it, and have breadfruit cuckoo. You can even be adventurous and get breadfruit drink. I'll share that recipe with you sometime down the road. But today we're going to be making cheesy breadfruit mash. Now let's go over the ingredients. We have here half of a small breadfruit that I already prepared. It weighs about 1 pound. 4 tablespoons of cooking oil. We're going to cook our breadfruit with some cooking oil and salt to taste. And to make our cheese sauce, we have 2 cups of grated cheese, 2 cups of almond milk, but you can use any other type of milk if you have, 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of flour because we're going to make a roux to thicken our sauce, and to add the heat, half a teaspoon of white pepper and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cook our breadfruits. We're going to cook the breadfruits in a pot of boiling water. We're going to add some cooking oil to make it nice and silky and salt to taste. Now to start our cheese sauce, we're going to melt some butter into the saucepan over a medium heat. We don't want it to be too high. A medium heat. We're going to melt the butter because we're going to make the roux. Now a roux is always used to thicken soups or stews, so we're going to use the roux to thicken our cheese sauce today. So we're going to add some flour and use either a whisk or a wooden spoon and continue to just cook out the flour as we make the roux. So we're going to thicken our cheese sauce by making the roux, equal parts of fat and flour to thicken our sauce. And this usually takes about a minute. Once this is done, you can see it looks, there are bubbles all over. You can see we're going to add 2 cups of milk, but we're going to add it slowly. So a little bit at a time, and then just keep stirring. So we're going to add the milk and we'll keep stirring. A little bit at a time as we're making our cheese sauce. We'll add some more and just keep stirring. A cheese sauce can be used when you're making mac and cheese, which is a favorite with children. You can use a cheese sauce if you're making macaroni pie or any type of cheese dish. Now we're going to add the rest of it and we'll allow this to simmer. Just take the heat up a bit. Allow this to simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes. We just keep stirring. And we're looking at our breadfruits, and our breadfruits look as though they are almost finished. You can see them boiling vigorously. Once our breadfruits are done and our cheese sauce is complete, we're going to combine both of them together. It's been about 10 minutes and our sauce is looking nice and thick. So the final ingredient and the most important one is to add our cheese. So we're going to add the cheese slowly and allow it to melt. Yeah, we're going to just melt all of this gooey goodness in. Persons always say life is better with cheese. So we're going to add slowly until we melt it all and it's looking nice and thick. And the final set. And then our cheese sauce is done. Our breadfruits are done. I would have drained them off camera, removed all of the water, and you can look at them and see they're nice and tender and just falling off of the fork. Now we're gonna combine the ingredients together. So we're gonna add our heat, add the pepper, mixture of black and white pepper, and we're gonna add the cheese sauce, and then we're gonna get down to mashing. This is one of the fun parts where you get to actually mash it all together. So I'm going to continue to mash this off camera, and then I'm going to show you the final result. With elbow grease, you will see our cheesy breadfruit mash is now done. Just look at how silky it is and rustic. Now, if you are having any difficulty mashing the breadfruit, you just need to put it back on the stove under a very low heat, because the heat will allow the breadfruits to remain tender. And if all of your cheese sauce is out, you can add a teeny bit of water to make it easier as you mash, because the breadfruit is not gonna cream as easily as maybe a potato. And if you have the water that you would have drained off of the breadfruits before you mashed it, that would be perfect. You can use a little bit of that and a lot of elbow grease, and our cheesy breadfruit mash will be complete. The only thing left to do now is to taste. Our cheesy breadfruit mash is now done. Now this will only be complete once it has a sauce with it, and breadfruit always pairs well with a fish sauce. So we're gonna get ready to make that fish sauce soon, but until we do that, we're gonna taste our cheesy breadfruit mash. Just look at that glisten. It glistens from the oil that we use. Life is always better with cheese.